I have to tell you that originally I wasn't preparing for a presentation, but I was asked. I tried to collect a documentation from photos with which I can present to you a beautiful work. Men usually like show something that is beautiful and big and fantastic. I'm going to show you the smallest historical monument of Transylvania and of Romania as well. So it is not the big size of the building that counts, but the different problems, how they were discovered, how they were put into the inventory, and how they could heal the problems. If you want to find the smallest historical monument building in Transylvania or Romania, you have to go to a very far place, somewhere around the border, which is called Kuşay. Kuşay is a historically very old village, and in the city, in the photo, you see a Gothic church. Was built in 1420, and in 1422 an abbey was established here. Minorite order, Franciscan priests came, but very few of them, only 3 or 4. When you think of Szilágyság, most of us think of Ady Endre or Veselényi Miklós, but if you go back in time to the 1500s, in the 16th century, then we can also think of Ilosvai Sejmes Péter, in the 1560s or 70s. He wrote his told the history in Kuşay about this time. Then it was called Kusalkő. He wrote at that time. He said that he wrote told the history in a bush near Kusalkő. This is a national A category historical monument in Romania. In Romania, it is categorized. They are categorized as A, B, C, and this bell tower is a B category historical monument. The two together make a historical monument complex. On the side of the church, on the side facade of the church, you can see this walled up arch. This was a communication between a side altar and the main nave of the church. Unfortunately, I don't have a photo of it. If we cut the grass, we would find the ground, the parts of the wall where which was the foundation of the dwelling place of the priests here. This is the main entrance to the church. This is a beautiful Gothic entrance, but you can see that time's decay and also interventions, how they destroyed the decoration. This is the photo of the facade. So back to the bell tower. So this is the smallest historical monument in Transylvania. It is 4 meters by 4 meters. No, actually it is smaller than that, 3.8, 3.8. And the roof, up to the top of the roof, it is 10 meters high and 1 meter extra with the decoration on the top. This bell tower was built in the early 1700s. There are documents about it from 1720. The bell tower is not really straight. It is not that, but years ago it started to lean to the side. About 3 years ago, there was an urgent order about it, that it had to be renovation documentation had to be made. I started to work on this documentation. During the renovation, we found interesting things and we saw interesting things and what problems we bumped into. It has stone foundations. Most of it is limestone, but there is other stone as well, different other stones, different other materials. Without mortar, they were put, these stone pieces were put on one another without mortar or anything else. In the 4 corners of the church, of the bell tower, I think, there is a wooden pylon put into the earth deep. This is to stabilize the bell tower. The whole structure of the tower the bottom of the bell tower with wooden beams and iron hooks was fixed to these wooden pylons which were put down deep into the earth. You can see that you can see the decay on the wooden beams and also on the metal hooks. Here you can again see the problematic parts, the different structural elements. There are 8 of these pylons, not only at the 4 corners of the building, but also at the half distance as well. All the experts and professionals told a different opinion and told different things. There were experts who said that who wanted to reconstruct the whole of the foundation out of concrete. That would have been the interventionist approach, the most brutal approach. Then there were other experts who said, let's build back the stone foundation, and onto the stone foundation around we should put reinforced concrete pylons, and the upper structure of the bell tower should be fixed to these concrete beams. This is also a rather brutal intervention. And the third one says, a third idea says, we don't need a reinforced concrete around the stone foundations, but the wooden pylons, which go down 2 meters deep into the earth, they should be changed for batten pylons, for concrete pylons. That would have been the third solution. In Cluj, Kolozsvár, Historical Monument Committee out of 10 members considered it rather invasive, this solution. So they wanted to have a solution without any reinforced concrete, with original materials. And finally we decided that we completely restore the original condition. We will find 2 meter long hard oak wooden pylons, and we will try to conserve them. We will try to protect them from water, humidity, and from bugs. That is, we will impregnate them in a material which was also used in the old times. And the Historical Monument Committee accepted the renovation this way. Look at the facade of the tower bill. So not only the wooden part, but also the stone parts were in rather bad condition. These lower beams, these foot pylons, were put there two parallel with each other, and the whole structure was standing on it, but it was completely destroyed. So everything that is destroyed will be changed for new material, but also of wood. These planks will also be replaced with new ones. They will be made of soft pine. They are not the original ones because they had already been replaced once. And the tin roof will also be changed for wooden shingles. So it is a good question if the team restoring the church will think of this as well, thinking that this is a architectural complex, and if they also think that the church tower and the bell tower should have the same type of roof, because we don't know yet what the church tower or the bell tower was covered with. This is a part of the roof structure. Building biology examination was also made about this bell tower with a very interesting method. The wooden material, the new material, will be treated against fungi. When they remove the planks and also the roof, it will be covered and under the cover the whole space inside will be filled up with some sort of bacteria killing gas, and they will do this, they will repeat this 2 or 3 times. Probably the most interesting thing is that this very small building needs a very big intervention so that we could renovate the foundation and we could do the interventions on the foundations. We sought out a scaffolding structure with which the whole of the structure will be rolled on 4 meters away. And since the whole building will be rolled over to 4 meters away, then these foot beams will be renovated. And then the new ones will be put down into the earth. Then the stone part of the foundation will be built. As it was originally, that between the elements there was no mortar, there was no cement, there was no connecting material. In a it will be also built the same way, in a constructive way. One piece of stone element will be put on one another, not like this, like rather confused, but so that they will be stable. When we have finished, then the foot beams out of hardwood will be put back, and we will use the original iron hooks we will treat this against rust and use them again during the renovation. So eventually we will use a solution which we proposed, which is very true to the original. And the Historical Monument Committee accepted it. And if it is possible to apply for a tender, then I will do it. The priest and the deputy mayor can be seen in the photo, who helped with the survey of the building.